This is the toughest punk in all of America. If he's ranked second, no one dares to be first. When a group of thugs tried to provoke him, he just stood still, staring at them. Seeing no reaction, they kicked a rock at his bike. That's when he finally struck back, picking up the rock and smashing a car window.
You ass! Hey! Who did that, huh? Who the did that? You?
Wayne acted like nothing happened, slowly stood up, and hurled another rock, shattering another window. The man was stunned. Who was this kid, bold enough to pull something like that? At school, no one dared cross Wayne. When he saw his locker left unlocked, he smashed it with a hammer. Yes, this student carried a hammer everywhere. After discovering his things were stolen, he stormed straight into the principal's office. As soon as he walked in, two troublemakers suddenly turned meek.
Wait outside. Hey, Darren, stop. Sit down. Right now.
No disrespect, but that crazy fool will come to my house. You won't.
Talking with the principal revealed that he hadn't confiscated Wayne's stuff. With nothing left to say, Wayne walked out. On the way, he saw his only friend, Orlando, being bullied. He couldn't just stand by. But after this, there was no way Wayne could stay at school. Back home, the landlord came to collect rent. Wayne ignored the stream of insults, but when the man insulted his sick father, that crossed the line. In truth, Wayne was just a tragic kid. His father was bedridden with cancer. His mother had abandoned him, even stealing his dad's beloved car before she left. When the doorbell rang, Wayne thought the landlord was back to rough him up. Instead, it was a girl selling cookies. His aggressive look scared her half to death. To apologize, Wayne invited her inside. She didn't refuse. Wayne asked to be her boyfriend, and Delilah replied, if he bought all her cookies, then sure. Wayne sold his treasured comic book collection to Orlando for cash and went to Delilah's house, but her father caught him. A vile man, he brought along her two brothers to cause trouble. The money Wayne had scraped together ended up in his hands, but they had messed with the wrong guy. That night, Wayne returned home to care for his father, only to find he had passed away. Devastated, Wayne remembered his dad's last words, and the car that remained his greatest regret. Wayne packed his things, pulled out his old beaten-up bike, and paid the landlord a visit. He handed over an envelope. Expecting cash, the man opened it to find nothing but insults. Before he realized what was happening, the house was already in flames, with Wayne's father's body inside. That night, Wayne torched Bobby's doghouse before sneaking inside. Her brothers, distracted by the TV, didn't notice. Delilah jumped in shock when Wayne entered her room. He asked her to run away with him to find his father's car. She had had enough of her family and agreed. Her brothers overheard voices, but Wayne calmly shoved the TV off its stand. Wayne feared no one. Outside, Bobby caught him, and if he saw him, he wasn't about to let him go without a fight.
Really? Fireworks? Oh!
Bobby swung a broom furiously. They brawled back and forth, Wayne holding his ground until Bobby landed several blows to his face. Finally, Wayne beat him down and set off to find the car. But to his shock, after Wayne's mother remarried, her new husband gifted that car to his own son. Clearly, this journey was about to get even more complicated. Later, Wayne and Delilah arrived in a new city. At a diner, the waitress refused to serve them coffee because of their age. Delilah unleashed a string of curses that left the woman stunned. As they ate, they planned their next move. Midway through, Delilah clutched her stomach. Her period had started. Wayne had to buy sanitary pads, but like most teenage boys, he had no clue what to do. He turned away awkwardly when an employee noticed him.
Just looking.
That lube is my favorite.
So he tried another store. The clerk there noticed his embarrassment and asked, for your sister or a friend?
Friend?
So how bad is it?
She said it was like a Saw movie.
Super plus it is.
At that moment, the clerk's boyfriend showed up. He was an abusive jerk, quick to lash out if his texts went unanswered. He even insulted Wayne. While paying, Wayne saw the boyfriend beating the clerk, so Wayne bought a baseball bat and a U-lock. When Wayne returned to the diner, Delilah was gone. It looked like she had ditched him, finally getting a girlfriend only to lose her before even holding her hand. Wayne was furious. A worker noticed his anger and said, girls are easy to win back. Don't let something small tear you apart. Just then, Wayne spotted Delilah across the street. Without even paying the bill, he ran after her. Delilah, on her period, had waited an hour for Wayne, thinking he'd abandoned her. She was heartbroken. Despite Wayne's explanations, she wouldn't forgive him. She bought a bus ticket home. Wayne, clueless about how girls think, couldn't stop her. Back at the campsite, Wayne caught someone stealing his stuff. He leapt from a tree, ready to fight, but realized they meant no harm. When one boy admired his jacket, Wayne just gave it to him. They chatted for a while, and Wayne learned Delilah's bus would leave at 1 a.m. The only way to catch her was by cutting through a farm owned by a grumpy old man who always carried a shotgun. Determined to find Delilah, Wayne took the risk. Facing the barrel of the gun, he pulled out his hammer. The man froze, never having seen anyone so reckless. Meanwhile, Delilah got into an argument at the bus station. Her sharp tongue left the ticket clerk speechless. Enraged, the staff shut down the booth and tried to drag her outside for a beating, but Delilah only fought back harder.
What the fuck am I doing? You're like 90 pounds. So
Back on the farm, Wayne regained consciousness, beaten badly. The man's shotgun was loaded with salt, not real bullets. Normally, he just scared trespassers, but with Wayne's recklessness, he couldn't pull the trigger. Embarrassed, he accepted Wayne's suggestion to call it off. Suddenly, the farmer's girlfriend barged in, clearly unhinged. She demanded he kill Wayne to prevent him from going to the cops. They argued loudly until she proposed a game, 5-finger fillet. If Wayne won, he'd walk free. Meanwhile, Delilah cooled down. Hearing from the clerk how Wayne had acted after she left made her reconsider. If there was no real bond, why had she followed him this far? She decided to head back, hitching a ride with the clerk. On the way, she spotted a boy wearing Wayne's jacket. After some questions, she was told Wayne had taken the shortcut through the farm and had been shot dead. Delilah froze in shock. Back on the farm, the girlfriend skillfully performed the knife game, moving so fast she never slipped. Clearly a pro. Then it was Wayne's turn. Just as he raised the knife, the door burst open.
What was this?
Little girl come the big boy play, huh? Come on, you don't even know how to start that thing. I didn't get my turn.
Typical Wayne, reckless and fearless. He scared them both stiff. Delilah tossed a chainsaw his way. It landed on the man's foot, and as he flinched, acid sprayed across his girlfriend's face. Wayne seized the chance, beating him down. Afterward, Wayne and Delilah reconciled. To apologize, Wayne bought her an armful of sanitary pads, but they didn't know Bobby had already called the cops, accusing Wayne of kidnapping his daughter. Later, facing another man with a gun, Wayne still brandished his hammer, reckless as ever, but survival meant finding work. Among a group of day laborers, he realized people just raised their hands to get picked easy enough. A truck pulled up, but no one raised their hand. Wayne stepped forward. The driver gave him a sleazy grin while the others laughed. Only one older man warned him. This guy preyed on young boys. Exposed, the driver sped off. Wayne lowered his head in silence. Soon, a contractor arrived, hiring workers for 2 days with food and lodging included, but only 5 who had tools.
You got tools? See.
He had no idea he was about to regret it. Wayne followed him home, accidentally bumping into his truck. Wayne nearly got cursed out, but another worker covered for him. On the job, though, Wayne kept causing trouble, shattering tiles by mistake. The others grew frustrated. Their pay depended on it. The contractor arrived, assessed the situation, and instead of firing Wayne, gave him a new task, but Wayne botched that too, tearing down the wrong wall. Furious, the contractor was left speechless. The older worker stepped in again, claiming the wall was moldy and would have drawn pests if left alone. The contractor had no choice but to walk away. Once the job was done, Wayne noticed the boss herding everyone into a truck. He thought there was more work, but the foreman revealed the real plan. The boss hires undocumented workers, then drives them straight to immigration after the job, no wages paid, and he even collects a bounty. Wayne saw red. What kind of human does that? He jumped into the boss's favorite sports car and gave chase. When the truck stopped, Wayne pulled out a nail gun and pinned the boss to the door panel, completely immobilized. Then he took the man's wallet and freed the workers. They were confused until Wayne spelled out the whole scheme. Once they knew, they left the boss to his fate and praised Wayne as a good guy. Meanwhile, Delilah stormed to a pool. Dove, in fully clothed, curled into a ball, as if that was the only way to quiet the pain. A lifeguard dragged her out before she drowned. She did it because she was thinking of her mother. A year earlier, they'd vacationed there. Her mom ordered an outrageously expensive cocktail for her, then quietly packed up and left. Soon after, staff brought security to confront Delilah. Her mom hadn't paid, and they assumed Delilah was trying to skip out. Her mom returned and walked into the scene, asking what they thought they were doing.
Graciela can't post his account without Graciela's permission.
Yeah, well, I'm Graciela. And did you get to the bottom of the particular situation?
Right then, the real Ella showed up. Busted. Delilah's mom started a shouting match. Security couldn't tell who was who. Seizing the moment, her mom grabbed Delilah and bolted, lifting the real Ella's wallet on the way out. From that day, Delilah learned a twisted lesson: if you're bold enough, a lie can pass for the truth. She decided to run for student body president, but she didn't have her mother's con artist finesse. Only her best friend cheered from the bleachers. She slunk off the stage in embarrassment. Then came worse news. After school, Bobby's face said it all. Her mother had died in a car crash. Delilah swallowed her tears. A once happy family shattered in an instant, like a boulder crushing her fragile heart. At a blood drive, a girl in the next cot offered fake condolences laced with snark. Delilah yanked out her own line, then marched over and pulled the girl's needle, too. Overnight, she was famous around school. She dropped out and sold cookies until she met Wayne, and their runaway road trip began. But they were still minors. In a new city with nowhere to sleep, they finally found a motel, only for the owner to refuse them for being underage. Out of options, Wayne asked a sex worker on the street to help get a room. It worked, but there was only one bed. Wayne gave it to Delilah and slept on the floor. The next morning, a group of teens showed up, instantly drawn to Delilah, who politely chatted back, much to Wayne's annoyance. They invited him to play truth or dare. Wayne set the dare: ride a bike off the second-floor balcony into the pool. They scoffed and dared him to go first. They thought he was bluffing. He wasn't. They stared, stunned. This was insane. The motel owner, hearing the commotion, ran out and said he'd called the cops. The teens panicked, jumped in their car, and sped off, only to run straight into the arriving police. Knowing it was too late to run, Wayne pulled Delilah into hiding. The teens were arrested and told the cops the mastermind was still at large. Realizing he'd been exposed, Wayne dragged Delilah back to their room. The police kicked the door in and, seeing the window open, ordered a perimeter, never realizing the two were hiding under the bed. Classic misdirection. As soon as the officers cleared out, Wayne and Delilah slipped away, only to discover their cash was gone. The sex worker must have lifted it. When it rains, it pours. With no money, they headed to a diner and picked at leftovers. Then things got worse. While Wayne was in the bathroom, a teacher, on a truancy sweep, grabbed Delilah, assuming she was one of their students. No questions asked. Wayne came out, confused, then sprinted after them with a long knife in hand, but they were already gone. At that school, Delilah instantly became the center of attention. Nobody knew her, but her reputation for a well-placed kick traveled fast. The roar of a motorcycle echoed. Delilah knew Wayne had come for her, so she grabbed her things. Moments later, Wayne rode his bike straight into the schoolyard. Few would dare, but Wayne did. When Delilah hopped on behind him, the students could only stare wide-eyed. But none of them knew the police were closing in, nor that Bobby and his sons were also hunting the couple, though unlike the cops, they caused chaos wherever they went. When a wealthy driver mouthed off, Bobby didn't waste words. He doused the man in gasoline, flicked his lighter, and watched the man beg for his life. His sons looked on with glee. Finally, Bobby lit a cigarette, puffed casually, then ate it whole before driving off, leaving the man frozen in terror. Meanwhile, Wayne and Delilah crashed a school dance. Bobby found them there, beating Wayne bloody. After all, Wayne had once dropped a TV on his sons and blinded Bobby with fireworks. Following the trail, Bobby caught up and wasted no time unleashing his fists. He was about to break Wayne's nose when students from the dance rushed out. They had been dazzled by Wayne's wild dance moves earlier and couldn't stand by. Moments ago, Bobby had bullied Wayne. Now, he was mobbed. Seizing the moment, Wayne and Delilah escaped. The incident went viral online, which brought the cops even closer. They tracked Wayne to a hospital. Both sides had the same goal. Bobby wanted his daughter back by force, and the police wanted Wayne in custody. Lacking leads, Stephen devised a plan: leak a story that Bobby was critically injured, possibly comatose. The news exploded. While shopping, Wayne spotted the headline. Even though he'd been the victim, the thought haunted him. After some hesitation, he told Delilah. She was devastated. She hated her home, but Bobby was still her father. She went to the hospital. Bobby's eyes flickered when he saw Delilah, but when he noticed Wayne, he exploded with rage. He hardly looked like a dying man. Wayne and Delilah realized the setup, but Stephen was ready. He urged Wayne to surrender for leniency. Instead, Wayne pulled Delilah and ran. They ducked into an MRI room. Stephen blocked the door, pleading with Wayne to give in. If he were formally charged, the consequences would be dire. The MRI machine powered on. The hammer in Wayne's pocket was drawn toward it. Slowly, he pulled it free. Stephen raised his gun, only for it to be yanked away by the magnetic field. Wayne smirked. He had a plan.
Wayne!
Once again, the two fled, and Wayne was closer than ever to his goal. Outside a store, he finally saw it. The car he'd been searching for, now owned by Reggie. They tailed him to a party.
Yo, what you doing our beers, homie?
Wayne barely stepped inside before taking a punch, but they didn't know who they were messing with. Wayne rose, a dozen ways to win flashing in his mind. He chose the fastest. The crowd recoiled in shock. Then, a woman stepped out. Wayne froze. It was his mother, Maureen. She invited him to dinner, as if nothing had happened. At the table, Wayne sat silent, still unable to accept her. He told her about his father's death. She grieved for only 3 seconds before urging everyone to eat. Disappointment washed over Wayne. Was this really the mother he'd searched for? Afterward, Maureen took him shopping, snapping pictures as if making up for lost years. Wayne felt out of place. Since the age of 5, he'd grown up without a mother's care. He had no idea how to respond. Back home, Delilah asked why he hadn't honored his father's wish, just steal the car and leave. Wayne's answer chilled her heart.
I just didn't know what I wanted, and maybe I want it.
Yeah, like the family that I left to come on this stupid trip.
Delilah turned and walked away. She had no home to return to. She'd simply trusted the wrong person. Wayne hated letting her go, but blood ties to his mother held him back. In this family, only Maureen treated Wayne like a son. Everyone else just wanted him gone. Wayne never knew that his stepfather had warned his mother, if she wanted their comfortable life to continue, she had to kick Wayne out, or he'd do it himself. Helpless, Maureen gently told Wayne to leave. He sat in silence, listening, his heart breaking. The woman who gave him life had stolen his mother's love. The anger boiled inside him. He trashed the room, then decided to follow Delilah's advice, take his father's car and go. That cursed motherly bond, he didn't need it anymore. After venting, Wayne sat in the car, turned the key, but the engine roared without moving. The back wheels were lifted. Reggie pressed a knife to his throat. Wayne was trapped. Earlier, after his stepfather caught him, he branded Wayne with hot iron. That's when Stephen arrived with his partner. When questioned, Reggie and his father refused to cooperate. Stephen had come to resolve things peacefully, but they chose violence instead. And so Stephen reverted to his old self. The feared mobster everyone whispered about. Years of fighting experience gave him the edge. In seconds, he dropped his opponent. Wayne watched, wide-eyed, as Stephen finished with a chokehold. At that moment, Wayne stomped his stepfather's head. Meanwhile, Delilah was at the bus station. There, she ran into Orlando and the principal. In their conversation, she learned Wayne had known her for a long time. When boys had once blackmailed her with stolen photos, demanding weekly payments, it was Wayne who beat them down. He had always been her unseen protector. Realizing this, Delilah left the station. No matter what, she had to be by Wayne's side. Wayne later woke up in the police station. Stephen shared his past and sympathized, urging Wayne to confess in court rather than get dragged there. Just then, the phone rang nonstop. Reggie had released animals from the zoo. Officers found one of their own mauled by a lion. With the entire force mobilized, the station was left nearly unguarded. Sure enough, Reggie seized the chance. Grabbing keys, he spotted Wayne chained inside. Their eyes locked, pure hatred. Reggie rushed in, stomping Wayne bloody. But Wayne wasn't one to die quietly. He swung a weapon into Reggie, knocking him down, and freed himself. The two squared off. Reggie struck first, and they clashed in a furious brawl, years of rage pouring into every blow. Reggie's strength soon tipped the fight. He shoved a locker onto Wayne, pinning one arm. Worse, he saw the weapons cabinet, loaded his gun, and aimed at Wayne. This was it. At the last second, Delilah burst in, wrapping a chain around Reggie's throat. He struggled, but oxygen ran out and he collapsed. Wayne and Delilah thought it was over, but Reggie was faking. He lunged, choking Delilah. She couldn't fight back. Wayne, frantic, felt powerless. Could he protect her like before? Finally, Delilah managed to pull Wayne to safety, his body covered in blood. In the car, stubborn Delilah broke down in tears. After all Wayne had done to protect her, she confessed her feelings. But just then, a pickup truck rammed into them from the side. Before blacking out, Wayne saw Delilah's father and brother dragging her away. Summoning the last of his strength, he crawled outside, only for Bobby to slash his face, settling his score. Much later, police found Wayne. After recovering, he was sent to juvenile detention. But did you really think that was the end? That's the story of Wayne. Did you enjoy it? If yes, drop a 1 in the comments. If you thought it was just okay, type 2. Thanks for watching, see you next time.